What would I say and to whom?
Yes.
If I could go back in time as far as I wanted
Yes.
and ask any question to
Right.
anybody.
Yes.
Or say anything.
Or comment.
Yeah.
Anything.
Alive or past?
Well, it's kind of a hard question.
Yeah.
That's actually pretty deep. I gotta think about that for a minute.
Wow, that's a good question because I don't know what to. There's several people I could probably talk to.
Let's see. I had a friend who died when he was like 9 years. When I was in 9th grade. He used to bike ride, and it was not safe that time. He like bicycle. So I would tell him like not to like be careful. Like you're not ready for it yet.
Thomas Edison would say how they harness the use of money with electricity. You know, something that was just invented, we blow out of proportion. You know, it's like if you live near the beach, you pay more. You know what, for something that God put on this earth?
I would go back in time and talk to Mary, Jesus' mother, and ask her how she was able to watch her son die and be so strong and selfless. Yeah. That's it.
See, I'm more selfish. I was just thinking, I never got to know my grandparents. They both died when my dad was in his early 20s. And my mom's father as well died when she was really young. So I would just want to go back and meet them and see what they were like.
Well, I guess I would tell my dad, you know, I appreciate how much he took care of me, even though we kind of didn't get along.
Probably be my father. We come from Utah, and I was always trying to get him to move to California, and he never would. So I'd tell him to come to California. I guess.
Like, since we're really young and we're parents, they're like, oh, you can't take care of your kid, but our kid came out perfectly fine, so tell them that they're wrong, I guess.
Who would I talk to and what would I say?
Well, there's so many amazing people in our history that have shaped the way we live.
The woman who was the case for Roe versus Wade.
I would want to go back to 1940s and talk to President Roosevelt.
I believe that woman is now actually pro-life at this point.
Tell him to start the war a little sooner and just get involved. I think it could have saved millions of lives.
But if I could tell her at this point in time, I think I would say, hey, like, this is something huge and it's going to affect millions of babies each year.
I would go back to like pre-World War II and possibly warn Jews that were in the area so that they could leave and know what was going on, or warn leaders of other countries to bring awareness to that situation before it became such a mass issue.
We're all different and we all have different languages, and that there's no reason to fight, that we can all come together and work things out.
What about you?
Who would I want to go back and talk to?
If I go back in time and to see anybody?
Yeah.
Anybody?
Yeah.
That's a nice one. How do you not have an answer to this?
What's that? Because there's so many people I want to talk to. I'm just blabbermouth.
We'll say something.
Yeah.
Something.
I happen to be a member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. And so one person that has influenced our religion hugely is Joseph Smith.
It actually gives me goosebumps thinking about it right now. I would like to talk to like my grandfather.
a man that was pretty a huge role model to my father, and was a good man.
A lot of people have bad things to say about him. I obviously believe the good. And so I would love to get to know him and see the character and the man he was. So that would be the one person I'd want to go back in time and talk to.
Well, to my grandpa passed away like 3 years ago, a few years ago. And honestly, I wouldn't know what to tell him, but I'll probably stay close to him, talk more to him, probably see him more.
It'd be great to see him, shake his hand, give him a hug.
I'd probably want to go back in time and talk to young Paul McCartney.
The Beatles, Ringo. I would ask him if I could join the band.
And I would just pick his brain about playing bass because he's probably my favorite bass player ever. He's fantastic. But he's too old now. Swear.
George Washington Carver, and I would ask him why didn't he invent peanut butter? That's what I don't know.
To the first President Bush, don't do it.
I probably want to talk to Marilyn Monroe. I found her life so intriguing, and just to get a perspective from a woman who wasn't didn't have beautiful body, didn't have the typical standard of what she kind of made a new standard of beauty.
I don't know. I think it'd be fun to talk to John Muir.
I would go back far enough to talk to the chemist that was first working on plastics.
You know, probably just ask him what was, the most interesting place or beautiful place that he's seen or been.
Because the plastic is becoming so prevalent in the ocean that it may create a layer that the sun cannot go through to feed the plants.
I guess if you're President Lincoln, I'd tell him, watch out.
You probably want to talk to Justin Timberlake's manager so you can be like, how do I hook up with him?
That's not in history. I think actually I'd want to talk to Martin Luther King. So you probably hear that a lot, but I think that there's an eloquence about him and a peacefulness about him, but he was a force to be reckoned with. So just in facing his fears and facing his convictions and standing true to those.